The friend. My love life drama these days reflects an old saying by Humphrey Bogart. Women, hell with them, hell without them. What to do? You have to go through this hell. You have to experience so much the hell of living with a woman as much as living without her. And it's not just a truth about women, but also an absolute truth about men. So don't be a chauvinistic pig. It is applicable in both directions. It is a double-edged sword. Women are tired too to live with men, and are also frustrated when they have to live alone. It is one of fundamental human dilemmas, and it must be understood. You can't live without a woman, because the man doesn't know how to live with himself. He's not meditative enough. Meditation is the art of living with yourself. It's nothing more than that, simply the art of being alone with joy. The meditator can sit alone happily for months and even years. He doesn't ardently desire another person because his own inner ecstasy is so great, so overwhelming, that there is no need for others. If someone else comes into your life, it's not a necessity, it is a luxury. And I'm all for luxury, since luxury means it's possible to enjoy it if it is there, just as it is possible to enjoy it if it is not. The need is a difficult phenomenon. For example, bread and butter are necessities, but flowers in the garden are a luxury. You can live without flowers, no one will die without them, but it's impossible to live without bread and butter. For the man who cannot live with himself, the other is an absolute necessity because whenever he's alone, he gets bored with himself. So bored he wants someone to distract yourself. Because it is a need, it becomes a dependency. It needs to depend on the other person. And the fact of becoming an addiction makes the individual hate it, rebel, resist, since dependence is a slavery. Dependence is a type of slavery and nobody wants to be a slave. A man meets a woman who is not able to live alone. The woman too is not able to live alone, which is why she joins this man, otherwise there would be no necessity. Both are bored with themselves and think the other will help them get out from boredom. Yes, at first it looks like that, but only at the beginning. When they establish themselves as a couple, soon realize that boredom has not been destroyed. On the contrary, it has not only been duplicated, but multiplied. Well, first they were bored with themselves, now they're bored with the another too, because the closer you get to the other, the more you know the other and the more the another practically becomes part of you. That's why when you see a bored couple walking, you can be sure they are married. If you're not bored, you can be sure that you are not married. He must be walking with someone's wife, which is why he demonstrates so much joy. When the man is in love, that is, when he has not persuaded the woman, and the woman has not yet persuaded him to be together forever, both feign great joy. And something of that it's also true because of the hope that maybe I can get out of my boredom, my anxiety from my loneliness. This woman can help me. And the woman also has the same hope. However, once together, hopes soon vanish, and despair sets in, once again. Now the man is bored, and the problem has been multiplied. And now, as if to get rid of this woman, because he has not reached a meditative stage, man needs other people to keep you busy. It is for this reason also that man is not able to love, because the love is an overflowing joy. If you're bored with yourself, what's in it for share with each other? And that's why being with each other also becomes hell. In this sense, Jean-Paul Sartre is right when he says that the other is hell. The other is not the hell actually just seems to be. Hell exists within man, in his inability to meditate, on your inability to be alone and ecstatic. And both are unable to stay alone and ecstatic. Now they're both at each other's throats, continually trying to extract some happiness from each other. Both are doing the same thing and both are beggars. I heard that. A psychoanalyst met another psychoanalyst on the street. The first said to the other, "You look great. How am I?" Nobody knows about himself. Nobody is familiar with himself. All people, they just see the faces of others. A woman is beautiful, a man is beautiful. Smiling, all smile. Man's anxieties are unknown. Maybe all that smile is just a facade to deceive others and deceive yourself. Maybe behind that smile there is a lot of tears. Maybe you're afraid that if you don't smile, you might start to shed tears and cry. When you see the another sees only the surface and falls in love with the surface. But when you get close, you soon know that the other person's inner depths are as dark as yours. He is a beggar, as much as the woman. Now, two beggars begging each other. At this point it becomes a hell. Yes, you're right. Women, hell with them, hell without them. It's not about the fact that being a woman or being a man is just a matter of meditation and love. Meditation is the source from where joy sprouts within the human being and begins to overflow. The one who has joy enough to share has a love that in itself is a source of contentment. That one that you don't have enough joy to share, you have a love that tends to be tiring, exhausting, and boring. Therefore, whenever a man is with a woman, he feels bored and wants to get free from her. And whenever he's alone, he gets bored with himself and wants to get rid of his loneliness, and he leaves looking for a woman and looking for her. This is a vicious circle. Man can keep himself in motion like a pendulum from one extreme to the other all his life. Visualize the real problem. The real problem has nothing to do with being man or woman. The real problem has something to do with meditation and the flowering of meditation on love, joy, and ultimate happiness. First, it is necessary to meditate and be happy, to then, willingly, lots of love happen. From there, being with others is beautiful, so how to be alone is also beautiful. And then it's simple too. Man does not depend on others and does not make others depend on him. So it will always be a friendship, a relationship among friends. It never becomes a marriage, it's always a relationship. Is related, but not a marriage is created. Marriage is for fear, relationship for love. The man relates, and as long as things are very well, he shares. And it turns out that the time has come to leave. Because the paths diverge at an intersection, the man says goodbye with enormous gratitude for all that she meant to him, for all the joys and all the pleasures and all the beautiful moments they shared. No suffering, no pain, it just separates. Nobody can guarantee that two people will always be happy together, because they change. When a man meets a woman, she is a person and he is a people. After 10 years, the man will be someone else, and so will she. It's like a river. The water is permanently flowing. The people who fell in love no longer exist, neither is there. However, man can continue to cling to a certain promise made by another person, but not for him. The real man is the one who understands, never makes promises to tomorrow, and can just say, for now. A really sincere man can't promise nothing. How can you promise? Who knows about tomorrow? Tomorrow can come, as well as may not come. Tomorrow may come. I won't be the same. You won't be the same. Tomorrow may come. You can find someone you can get along with more deeply, and I can find someone I can live with more harmoniously. The world is vast. Prefer to exhaust it today? Keep the doors open, keep the alternatives open. Me, I am against marriage. It's the marriage that creates problems. It's the marriage that has become god-awful. The worst institution in the world is marriage, as it forces people to be false. They change, but continue to pretend they are the same. An 80-year-old man was celebrating his 50th wedding anniversary with an 80-year-old man was celebrating his 50th wedding anniversary with the wife of 75. They went to the same hotel, in the same mountain station where they had spent the moon honey. How nostalgic. Now he is 80 and she is 75. They made a reservation at the same hotel and took the same room from that time. We're trying to live those wonderful days of 50 years back again. When they were about to go to bed, the woman said, "You forgot? Won't you kiss me the way you kissed me on our wedding night?" "Okay," replied the old man and stood up. "Where are you going?" asked the woman. "I get my teeth from the bathroom," he said. Everything has changed. Now this kiss without teeth or with false teeth will not be the same kiss. But the man said, "All right." The trip must have been tiring, and for a man of 80 years. However, people continue to behave as if they were the same. Few people actually grow up even as they get older. Getting old is not growing up. True maturity comes through meditation. Learn to be silent, peaceful, and quiet. Learn to stay in the state of no mind, that it has to be the beginning. Nothing can be done before and everything is easier after that. After the man realizes that he is fully happy and satisfied, even if there is a third war world and the whole world disappear, leaving you alone, it won't affect you. You are going to stay sitting under your tree doing vipassana. The day that moment comes into your life, you can share your joy and will be able to give love. Before that happens, there must be suffering, hopes and frustrations, desires and failures, dreams. So get to work. Be careful. Don't waste time. The sooner tuning in to the state of no mind, the better. Afterwards, many things can blossom. Love, creativity, spontaneity, joy, prayer, gratitude, God.